was nice. Welcome to the range today. We're going to do a rough unboxing of an Echo 3 Ordnance 450 Bushmaster AR type rifle. So this is the rifle as I've assembled it. Hopefully you can make that out on camera. It's an AR. Okay, if you've seen one black rifle, you've seen them all, but here's the stock on the Echo Ordnance. It's adjustable. I got a textured grip. Funky little trigger guard. Kind of a little stabby here. Not too bad. It's a pretty nice trigger, but it's a single stage, and I'm used to a two-stage for my rifles. Yeah, let's go with that. But it's not too bad. They're a little creep, but pretty light, so it makes up for it. Otherwise, basically standard AR. This is kind of heavy duty and heavy and flared out to match. Stainless barrel. I believe that's an adjustable gas block there, that's a cool addition. And then we've got this muzzle brake, which is pretty nice looking, but there's no expansion chamber. I'd like to see at least a baffle at the end, maybe a little bit. That's just personal preference. I want to get as much recoil absorption as I can out of them. Now let's flip this over and take a look at the other side. Basically the same stock. Now here's where it gets a little odd. You've got your dust cover, but no forward assist, and rear charging handle, which means if it doesn't go forward, you can't really make it. So you have to, run the handle again. So I got all my ARs are side charged, so I have a lever I can push, so I don't need a forward assist. It has one built in. Standard safety. I don't know why they have two cutouts on there when there's no full auto hole. And got their little badgy poo on there. Pretty sure it's just a rebrand, but I could be wrong. Looks like it's probably an M-lock guard with some swivel studs in the back, which is odd because mine usually have them up here. But for the price, I don't think it's a bad option. That's weird. I'd rather have a side charge than a rear with no forward assist. Personal preference. The handguard reminds me of the ones I'm getting from Bear Creek Arsenal. The first thing that got me with the unboxing was this doesn't fit in the box in one piece. They had it disassembled, broken down, however you want to look at it, and wrapped in paper and bubble wrap. There is a spent case in the box I didn't see originally. It was mixed up with all the bubble wrap. So not the best packing job, but it did get here with minimum scuffs and scrapes. Maybe one or two that I've noticed. It is a rear charge with no forward assist, and it does have a dust cover. Shipped with one mag, so that was good. I didn't expect that. Kind of a rubbery grip, less plasticky than your typical mag pull. And the lower was shipped dry as a popcorn fart. There wasn't any oil on any of it, so the first thing I did was go through, lube it up good, work it through a few times. The upper had some oil, had been test fired, but not on this lower. This lower is virgin. Has a pretty good trigger on it so far. Haven't done any actual shots with it, but I like the way it feels. Put a Vortex Triumph 3 to 9 power scope on it because that's what we had available. It's actually got a pretty nice ambidextrous charging handle. One of the fat, I think that's might be a mag pull, or at least it's a mag pull type. I don't see anything on it other than made in USA. stock, so it's got a good cheek weld. And yeah, you get to pick out some of your options on their site. They have a muzzle brake on here with side and top holes. Doesn't really have any restrictions to help with recoil as much as I'd like. And the barrel almost looks centered in the handguard, so that just might be the cheap bulk handguards. Looks like a stainless barrel. It's snowing, so we'll find out today. And yeah, we'll get some ballistics. So I get my chronograph out here. We're running Hornady black ammo in a 250 grain FTX projectile, and we'll set her up at 50 yards and see how she does. Side note, whenever I get a budget AR, or any AR for that matter, I take the bolt carrier group assembly out, I take the bolt out, and I check the bore. I want to make sure it's smooth and chromed. And I bring this up because I was on a prairie dog hunt with somebody who didn't do that and got out there and wondered why their bolt kept locking up on them. And it ends up they still had tool marks in the bore, probably bore oversized, never chromed it, and their gas rings were actually slipping and spinning and locking the bolt in place. Just about ruined their trip. So now when I get a new one, I don't just run a few rounds and go, yay, we're ready to go. I open it up before I even shoot it and check to make sure that that important piece of machining was performed. And then I clean it, because this one actually kind of looked like it was rusty. Not sure what oil they used, but it turned brown in their test firings, or it was brown oil, I don't know. Didn't like it, cleaned it out, re-oiled it, put it back together. We're ready to rock and roll. Loaded up the magazine. It's a single stack ASC metal, holds 5, went in just fine. Didn't have to fight it. Seems to have locked. Okay, looks like she probably chambered. I have no forward assist, so that's I don't have them on my other guns, but I use the side charge, so I have a way to push it forward. This one doesn't. We'll see how this goes. Okay, and this is going to be a first shot and attempt to get on paper. 50 yards. If you got ears, put them in now. That was off to the right. That was all me. Alright, so the box says 2200 feet per second. I got 2237 on the chrono. So, pretty happy with that. And zoomed in all the way. This is so blurry I can't tell if I hit even on 9 power. Maybe if I don't have my glasses on. Okay, there we go. Oh, looks like it's up and to the right. I'm gonna go ahead and try to hold it steady. Okay, it's close. Alright, that should get me closer. I think I'm going to shoot him without the glasses, because I can actually make out the target. Okay. Alright. Give us another one. If I can see my crosshairs all the way. There we go. That's dialed in. Okay, oh, yeah. Just a little high. I like it. Got 2235 on the chrono. Everything's chambering, so it's cycling. Be interesting to see if it holds back on the last round. Had some issues with my 400 not doing that with some ammo. That is nice and high. Let me go down. Let's see. What are we doing? Quarters. 3 clicks up and see what that does for us. Nice. Yep. A few more clicks there. That was 2,216 feet per second. Let's give us this trigger's killing me. Oh yeah, she's almost there. This will be the last one out of this mag. Let's see if we get a hold open. That one hit the same hole. Oh, mag is hold opening, so that's good. These are plenty powerful. Enough for this gun to function properly. I'll get a picture of the overall target. We're at 2228 on the feet per second. I would have expected that last scope adjustment to drop that bullet down more, but good enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. He did ask me to zero it at 100, so we're probably doing this again anyways. Let's go take a look. Okay, so came in here to look at this. We've got first shot, re-zero, brought it down again, brought it down some more and did the same thing. But when I stood up, I couldn't help but giggle at the hole I am boring through my berm. That looks deep. In fact, I have a calibrated depth object here. We'll just see what we get out of this. Oh, that's some depth. I've been on OnlyFans a few times, and that's deep. That's definitely deep. Yep, that's a big hole. So you've seen the target. Now I've crunched the numbers a little bit, and we're getting, let's see, at the lowest velocity on here, 2,706 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle. So that'll put a whacking on something. Average deviation, standard deviations 11.2, so they're well within limits. 2,748 average foot-pounds of energy, average of 2,225 feet per second. So if you have a ballistic calculator, you can punch that in and get your drop and all that stuff. So it's nice to know. But calculate, then verify, because my calculators have almost never given me the same results in real world situations as they have on paper. But it's fun to look at. Let's test that muzzle brake before we go. Hey? Alright, we can do this real quick. So, to do this, no rest, arms off the table, filming, safety off, and I have my glasses on again, so I'll take those off. And we just want to watch if the gun does anything out of the ordinary when I pull the trigger. Hands off the table. That felt pretty straight back, but I'll look at the tape. Okay, so now you've seen the video. I haven't, so I'll put my opinion of the muzzle brake here. And yeah, that's the rough unboxing of the Echo 3 Ordnance 450 Bushmaster AR type rifle. They've made some interesting decisions on this rifle, but it's not mine. I just get the zeroed in. So hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. We're ready to rock and roll.